What's up, guys?
Alright, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Shawnee.
I'm Olivia.
And here we is. So we go react to the video.
And I'm single.
Shut up. She always gotta say that. Anyway, we're going to react to a video. And it's like one of these little fact videos. It says crazy ways animals give birth. Shit. It's gonna be weird. I mean, humans already give birth kind of weird if you think about it.
Blame Adam and Eve.
But that's mammals, okay? Because even you see a horse give birth or a cow.
I've seen a cow. Oh, I've seen a horse and a cow.
Just look like
they kind of got the baby, messed up. Because what the hell? Fucking 9 feet in the air and you just plop on the floor. That's how you come into the world.
That's how giraffes do.
Yeah, that's even worse. Yeah, that's how you come into the world. All right.
Giving birth to a child isn't an easy feat. Just ask any mother out there. But humans have things pretty easy compared to the utterly bizarre birthing practices of certain creatures on our planet. From snails with very unfortunate anatomies to rodents born covered in sharp spines, here are some of the most incredible and crazy ways animals give birth. Colossal kiwis. New Zealand's kiwi bird is not like most other birds. It's completely flightless, it burrows underground, and takes almost 30 days.
And how the hell is it a bird?
Egg, but not just any egg. The kiwi is
Girl, chickens are flightless.
in proportion to its body of
Again.
any bird on Earth. These things don't mess around. A single egg can take up as much as 25% of the mother's body mass. That would be like an average human mother giving birth to a 4-year-old toddler.
What the
Her
fuck?
organs become so compressed during this time that she's often unable to feed in the final few days of her pregnancy. But once laid, the kiwi chick has a competitive edge in this scary new world because it's already well developed. As you can see, once the chick hatches,
That look like that beak will stab the mess out of you there.
The chick develops in this way so that it has the ability to run and evade predators.
It's always running with no arms.
Yeah, I don't think it has arms.
Running from a predator would be a very nice way to enter the world. Still, to be born a flightless bird, I guess you do have to hit the ground running. Painful porcupines. It's not just size that can make birth difficult for animals. Take the porcupine, for example. These giant rodents are famous for the sharp quills that cover their bodies, and for good reason. With each spike containing up to 800 tiny barbs along the tip, they're incredibly painful and hard to remove. But while they're effective at keeping predators away, you'd expect those barbed spikes to pose a horrendously painful problem for expectant mothers. So how does a female porcupine give birth without getting severely spiked by the baby on its way out? Well, while baby porcupines, known as porcupets, are indeed born fully quilled, their quills are more like fur than spikes at first. However, these quills begin to harden once they're exposed to air. This means complications at birth where the porcupet is born facing the wrong way can leave partially hardened quills embedded in the birth canal. And you thought your mom had it tough. Yikes.
She has spikes in her coochie.
Giraffes. It's not just painful exits and extra wide offspring that make animal births so bizarre. Giraffe mothers also have the height.
Yeah,
we were just talking about
they
that.
got their babies messed up.
Long-necked species can grow to around 20 feet tall, and they usually give birth standing up.
Help, see?
Gestating the calf for around 15 months, allowing it to grow to around
15 what? Oh, hell no.
pounds. The calf is gently pushed out through the mother's birth canal.
She said gently.
Front legs first. Now, this pregnant mother's body stands at about 6 feet off the ground, meaning that when the calf is pushed out, it falls to the floor. Usually, dropping a newborn on its head has serious repercussions. But for giraffes, it's actually all part of the process that snaps the umbilical cord. It also actually works
Mother Nature
for the calf because if the mother lays down during delivery, it increases the chances of her accidentally squashing or injuring the calf. So we would see giraffes exchange their added height for a few brain cells lost on impact at birth in this unusual evolutionary trade-off. Dangerous dwarf crocodiles. When you think of something
like some Jurassic Park type man.
Picture a chicken or another bird. But it's not just birds that lay eggs. That amazing feature is also shared by many reptiles. While flesh-hungry reptiles like the African dwarf crocodile
reptiles over horses.
They're surprisingly gentle when it comes to their young. They build mound nests at the sides of bodies of water where they lay their clutch of about 10 eggs. This is to keep them hidden from predators and protected from a rising and falling water line. After 3 months with the mother keeping close guard, the hatchling crocodiles begin to break out of their shells. But here's the crazy part.
Ooh.
The mother will then transfer her hatchlings to the water using only her mouth. She even helps remove the shells of trapped infants with her teeth. For an animal that can effortlessly tear chunks off its prey with a bite force of up to 3,500 pounds per square inch, the process must require incredible control. One wrong move or accidental reflex, and those little hatchlings could easily end up becoming their mother's lunch. That's not the kind of family meal most mothers have in mind. Radical red crabs.
This might be interesting.
Every year on Christmas Island,
Let's see.
millions of red
Christmas
crabs
Island?
migrate to the shores to produce one of the most
What the
astounding
hell?
mass birthing spectacles on
Hell
the
no.
planet.
They all
While
on
the
the
sight
street.
of all those crabs
That
is
shit just
mind-blowing
make me
on its own,
uncomfortable.
the spawning of the eggs is somehow even crazier.
They look pretty
After
big.
mating, female crabs will produce around 100,000
Wonder if
eggs
the
in
people
their
there
brood
eat them.
pouches and wait along the island's coastlines for
100,000
around 2
eggs?
weeks while they develop. When the time's right, the
That
female
sounds like an
crabs will
invasive
then perch in the water
species.
and shake loose the thousands of eggs into the sea. As soon as the eggs hit the water, the larvae inside begin to hatch, and the moment they're floating free, this is where the mother's involvement
Ooh,
ends.
fuck no.
It may
I
seem
can't watch
a
this shit.
hazard to leave
Shit making me
completely
itch.
unguarded in the sea, but this
Hey.
is part of the age-old survival
She
of the
twerking in the
fittest
water.
reproduction technique. Even though countless larvae are lost to ocean currents or devoured by fish, those that survive and develop
Oh,
into the
fuck no.
following
I can't look at that.
Ah!
on good years, where millions of these
Aw.
tiny 5mm wide youngins return, they storm the island's beaches
Woo!
en masse, crawling along like the world's
Bro,
weirdest.
It's 100,000 each crab. Holy
I can't
crap.
look at that shit, bro. I dead ass can't look at
You
that
might
shit.
even call it
Shit is big. Holy shit.
Look.
No.
crazy kangaroo.
Holy shit. That shit
The
made me
kangaroos
itch.
of Australia are pretty famous for their unusual practices when it comes to raising babies. But it gets much weirder than just a cute fur ball in a pouch. At nearly around 33 days
Oh.
into gestation, the
Oh,
jelly
I heard
bean-sized
this.
kangaroo joey emerges from one of the mother's
Yeah,
two
they come out
uteri.
hella
It's
tiny.
incredibly underdeveloped. It has no rear limbs and cannot see or hear. Yet this creature's incredible instincts drive it to climb up the mother's fur towards a pouch on her stomach. While it may just look like a skin pocket, the pouch actually serves as a complete nursery. Once the joey is safely inside, it attaches to its mother's teeth and develops there for 6 months before bouncing out for the first time. These magnificent marsupial mothers can
Does it
actually care
stretch?
for up to 3 joeys, each at
Yeah, I'm
different
sure it
stages
does.
of life, all at the same time if necessary. They can hold one in the pouch, one in the uterus, and a more developed joey on the ground. The mother's body is even clever enough to prevent a new fertilized egg from being developed until the joey in her pouch has hopped away. But
Wow.
hypothetically, if the mother ended up
That's
with
cool.
a lazy joey that refused to hop out, would that make him a pouch potato? Let me know in the comments below.
So damn funny,
sugar
right?
gliders. There's more than one animal in the land down under that gives birth in an unusual way. But this one's taking the crown as the cutest. This palm-sized possum is a sugar glider, a marsupial that has thin
Oh, I've
stretches
heard
of
of that.
skin under its arms which allow it to
Oh, my
glide
little
from
vet
tree to
shows.
tree in the wild. But the weirdest thing about it has to be the way it gives birth. At around 16 days into gestation, the tiny pink creature emerges, measuring around 0.2 inches long. Similar to the kangaroo, the sugar glider joey is born incredibly underdeveloped, with its eyes and ears still fused shut. Using those strong marsupial instincts, it migrates towards the mother's pouch, which
crazy.
thankfully only takes about
That
5
was
minutes.
nasty.
To help its
Ooh.
progress,
Yeah,
the mother
dude.
will lick a path from her cloaca to the pouch.
Cloaca?
Joey to more easily
She
clean
licking her
fur.
coochie.
Once inside the pouch,
Hey.
the joey will mature there for a further 70 days. That nifty secure pouch allows the mother to glide and forage for food, all while suckling and caring for
Can
her
y'all
baby.
not open
Holy
that
Sugar
mouth?
glider
crap.
joey feels ready for some independence. All it needs to do is spread its own wings and fly.
Imagine that crap flying at you. I'll really be
Surprising
scared.
The African land snail may be one of the slowest creatures around, but surprisingly, it's also one of the fastest reproducing species in the world. These giant gastropods are
Holy crap,
hermaphrodites,
that's a big
meaning
ass snail.
each snail has both male and female reproductive organs. So
Ooh.
technically, all of them are capable of laying eggs. Around 2 to 3 weeks after mating, the pregnant snail will lay eggs out of its body's genital pore. This is a small tube connected to its reproductive system, unnervingly close to the snail's face.
It looks like it's
Is
just
that
popping
right?
poop.
Its mouth, eyes, and reproduction chute are so close together, technically, this thing can watch itself laying those eggs. But that's not all. In just one batch, these colossal mollusks can lay up to 500 eggs. The frisky devils reproduce every 2 to 3 months, and with 500 eggs a pop, it's surprising the giant snail army haven't tried to take over the world yet. I'm not worried though. I, for one, welcome our slimy overlords. Goats and kids. Despite having some of the strangest faces,
That
in
goat
view,
look dumb as fuck.
the most unnerving
Wow.
thing about the common goat is the way it gives birth. On average, baby goats, known
What
as kids,
the
gestate
hell?
for around 5 months before making their grand entrance into the world. As the mother goat enters labor, a kind of bubble is usually pushed out ahead of the kid.
Can you pop
This
it?
is the
I
amniotic
don't think
membrane,
so.
filled with amniotic fluid. While it may look like something plucked straight out of a horror film, this bubble surrounds the kid as it develops, acting as a nutrient exchanging cushion while it's in the womb. Eventually, the kid, still in its amniotic sac, is delivered. Naturally, the mother then begins to clean the kid, licking and eating the sac. You might be thinking, is now really the time for a snack?
Is it still
But
recording?
it's actually a vital process to ensure the baby isn't constricted and can breathe. Even though
Don't
the
worry
final
about it.
result is a happy
What?
mother and kid, the phrase bubble butt has been ruined forever. Protective pythons.
Hell no.
Pythons make up
I
some
don't
of the
fuck with
most
snakes.
large species
Pussy.
of constricting snakes.
Such, I can't
Doesn't mean
watch.
they
I
don't
can't
have
watch.
suicide.
Bitch, that shit.
Unlike
The crabs, really?
those
That should
which
make
give
my
birth
skin
to
crawl.
live young, pythons lay eggs. The
Stop
numbers differ
fucking with
from
me, I swear to
python
God.
But larger pythons are able to produce up to 100 eggs in a single clutch. But while most species of egg-laying snakes will abandon their eggs, pythons are known to coil around their egg clutch to protect them in a process known as brooding. If temperatures get too cold, the mothers of certain types of pythons will contract their muscles and shiver to keep the eggs warm. The mother's body generates heat for her eggs through this type of movement, but to the untrained eye, it almost looks like she's hiccuping. After around 60 days under mother's watchful eye, the eggs begin to hatch. But it's no fairy tale. Once they're free of their shells, the baby snakes, called snakelets, are on their own. It seems their mothering instincts quickly become
Damn.
history. Extraordinary elephants. Making a baby elephant
Elefante.
takes time and patience, as it has the single longest gestation period of any mammal on the planet, taking
Oh,
roughly
shit.
21 months to produce what is normally a single offspring.
That's damn
An
near
African
2
elephant
years.
calf enters the world, usually weighing in at around a staggering 200 pounds. That's almost 30 times the weight of a human baby. But elephant births aren't just bigger, they can get a whole lot weirder too. During a pregnant elephant's labor, like you can see here, an amniotic sac may be pushed out first, giving it a balloon-like appearance. This is similar to that of the goat birth, only
Yeah,
on
having
a
a hard
much
time with
larger
that
scale.
one.
Once the huge calf has been delivered, the mother
Ooh.
blows and rubs the sac off the newborn, encouraging it to breathe and move. But that's not all. If the mother is part of a supportive herd, the other elephants may gather around her and the calf in an amazing display of unity, protection, and curiosity. You'd need a mammoth pair of kahunas to try and mess with that mother and her pals. Did any of these births
Well, that was interesting. I like the.
21 months?
Yeah, that's just crazy. But then again, you have to think they're probably one of the biggest mammals on Earth right now, too. So it's kind of like same way a goat is only like 4 months, but a human is fucking 9 to 10 months. That should look like it hurt. Yeah, it hurts for everybody. Well, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Excuse me. Excuse me. My bad. You gonna say something? Like,
She over here yawning in a minute. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Leave some comments down below about some other stuff you want to see us react to or other things you would like to see on this channel.
that's it. Go ahead.
Alright, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
I guess I'm
Go ahead, dude.